Hey there guys, we've got some new EX fights on Global, and in this video I'm going to be just starting with a quick simple clear on the Sephiroth stage. So when I said in my news video this fight was pretty challenging, that's because in JP this no continue mission was a mission for only Final Fantasy VII units, and that made this fight pretty hard. But Global decided to change it, make it dramatically easier by letting you take anything you want to get all missions, which means we can basically just take some global units and completely turn this fight into a joke. So let's go in here, let's grab a friend Rain, and we're going to be taking this party. So we're going to use Vaughn for breaking and fire stuff, also Human Killer. We're going to use Rain and Dwayne for dealing some damage, and then we're going to use Sylvie and Chao for buffing and covering. And I will be doing more clears. This is definitely going to be for those of you that have strong units only. I'll be going back and doing more clears in a bit, but I figured I'd just get a quick video out for those of you that just have, powerful units. So Sephiroth does dispel himself and our party relatively often. So we're going to use Vaughn on turn 1 to break the boss and apply Human Killer. We'll use Chao to Omni Cover to cover everything. Sylvie will do offense and then just double Clever to refill LB gauge. We'll use Dwayne to LB, although he's not imbued or anything, so this is going to do... Actually, there's no point in doing that because he's going to do like no damage. So we're going to imbue himself and then we'll just double bolting. Because Sephiroth on this turn is going to dispel himself. I'm sorry, no he's not. He's going to dispel our party. Our party, yes. So Rain is going to... Oh my god, I can't even remember. Is he dispelling? Who's he dispelling this turn? Let me look real quick. He's dispelling our party this turn. So we're going to use range to shift it to LB, and we're going to deal a little bit of damage on this turn. So we're going to start off by clicking Sylvie, and then we'll go ahead and click the reins, and then Dwayne, and deal a little bit of damage. Now, preferably, we'd like to not go below 80% this turn. If you do, it's okay, not that big a deal. So there's Chao Omni covering everything, and then he will get dispelled and all that. So we've been completely dispelled. We lost all our buffs. And if you do go below 80, it's fine. Sephiroth will get a 10% buff. Not that big a deal, but it's easier if you don't go below 80 on that turn. So Chao will just Omni cover again because the boss did dispel us. We'll just use Vaughn to, LB again or break. Honestly, in case your LB is not filled with his full breakdown. Dwayne on this turn can use his 150 amp, fire, imbue. And we don't want to hit the boss below 80. We'll go ahead and keep him nice and above 80 to make it easy. So the reins will do 150 amp, cooldown. And to not hit the boss, we'll just undermine. Other rain will imbue the party with Inferega, cooldown, and 150 amp. We'll use Sylvie to shift at LB, and that's it. So this turn, Sephiroth is going to dispel himself. So keep that in mind. Now, of course, some of Vaughn's debuffs are undispellable. The friend is not using death immunity, so we're gonna have to come back in. I'm just gonna do the fight again. So that's a 50-50 chance of the death going off. And just for D-Money's credit, I did ask D-Money to build me a death immune cloud last night, which he did, and his cloud is built for this fight. But unfortunately, because Global nerfed the fight, we're just gonna not use cloud, and we're gonna go with the Global team because it'll be a lot easier. But that does mean that his unit is not death immune, the rain that I'm using. So the death on turn 2, by the way, is a 50-50 chance of happening. Well, it'll always happen, but it's a 50-50 chance that it actually kills your unit or not. So there's a chance that the death just doesn't happen, and we're gonna 50-50 it again and see what happens. So perfect, close to 80 without going over. And if on turn 2 the death happens a second time, I'll cut the video and come back when the death doesn't kill the friend. The rest of the party is wearing death immunity, so it's fine. Let's see. We'll do all this, and we will, without dealing damage to the boss, we'll just do setup that doesn't deal damage. And you, Inferica, this, and you, Undermine, Magnus, and there we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and hope the friend doesn't die to death. And again, he did build me a perfectly death immune Cloud. It's just that he's not here. Setup. Okay, anyway, so now Vaughn will use his SLB or his regular LB. If your Vaughn is not EX3, then go ahead and save your LB until this turn. Anyway, now we're going to go ahead and finish off the boss, and that is it. So we'll go ahead and LB those two, and we will use the Magnus of Dwayne. We've been 150 amplified, and boom, there we go. Super overkill. I'm not going to lock it in because I do want to come back with some more budget runs, but there it is, and I'll show you the gear. So, Death Immune, Evasion, Chow with some Fire, Ice, and Dark Resist, preferably 200 Dark Resist. And some physical bulk as well, because one of the fixed attacks is physical scaling. Sylvie, honestly, who cares? Just Death Immune, nothing else matters. Dwayne, Death Immune, other than that, damage versus humans, there it is. He's capped on, I think, everything. Close enough. 275 human. Vaughn, honestly, whatever, it doesn't really matter. He's just here to break and do human killer. If you don't have Vaughn, just bring someone else. Bring a different breaker. Venera is great because of 90 breaks on demand. Can do it 3 times, even after Sephiroth dispels himself. Stuff like that. I'll be doing more clears. And then Flaring Rain, LB damage versus humans. Death Immune, there we go. And then Friend, LB damage. Not specifically geared for it. Again, D-Money did build me a perfectly built Cloud for this fight. It's just that because Global decided to nerf it, we can take anything we want and make it super easy. So why use the Final Fantasy 17 if you don't have to? Anyway, I'll be going back for budget runs in a bit. See you then.